your third, you also want to get your fourth gas, and you want to be maxing out your economy. You have enough roaches out that you're going to be safe. You have the upgrades coming. So you kind of just want to complete your 2-base economy, start up your third, and here is where you start really needing to scout, see what tech path he's going.
Alright, I like to go double Evo instead of going to hydra. What's your take on that?
I don't particularly like it. If they do this really strong Stalker Immortal build, like you said, it's been getting more popular in response to roaches.
Sorry.
So, I'm sorry, what?
Made a mistake, I just made a bunch of fucking roaches, like a moron.
Ah.
Oh well. Life goes on.
Oh, okay. You have your drone saturation. You have way too many on your main and way too few on your natural. You always want it to be balanced anywhere from 18 to 22 per mineral line, but you just want it to be equally spread. You aren't really spreading your creep at all either. That's another important thing. You want to have at least two tumors going.
Yeah, that's something I was going to ask you. I accidentally left them up in my main, which was silly. But when do we time those tumors?
I get the first one with the second 25 mana on my first queen, and then I'll start the second one whenever I feel it fits. Like, if I know I have to invest in tech or something and I can't use a round of larva, if I'm not actually going to be able to make units, then I will get the tumor instead.
Alright, so I feel like I probably need to get a Spire down soon. I haven't seen his robo yet, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be at the bottom of the ramp. No. Here it is.
And you have to continue scouting. You see his robo bay there.
Yep.
At this point, yeah, you do need to build a Spire. Even if that's a fake, he is invested in the robo bay, so it's okay for you to invest in the Spire.
I just made a run of roaches. Is that okay?
Well, it's okay, but you don't really want to. You saw the robo bay, you know that's an investment. He's less likely to be attacking soon. This is a good opportunity to make a bunch of drones.
Oh, okay.
But as is, his army happens to be quite large, so it's okay that you made the roaches. You really need to focus on the creep spread. Like your natural queen has over 50 mana. That means you can go ahead and make a tumor without really costing you anything.
What about taking a fourth?
That's not really an option right now. He's still on 2 base. You see that he's going towards Colossus. That means he's going to have a timing attack in around 5-10 minutes with either 2 to 4 Colossus. And if you put up a 4th base, you won't be able to hold it. And you can't really saturate 4 bases with drones anyway. So at this point, it's much better to focus on getting your 3-base economy up, getting your production going, and then crushing that Protoss timing attack.
All right.
Remember to continue scouting with Overlords. Just scout everything you possibly can, like his main, his natural, where his army is. You need to see if he's going Colossus, and if he is, how many he's making.
What about like a little 2-prong harass here with some roaches? Man, I have so much money right now.
Yeah, I was about to say that. At this point, it's really good to throw down a 4th hatchery. Even if you've had perfect macro, you can afford a lot more.
Okay.
So, yeah, 4th hatchery is good here.
Start with the corruptors?
Well, you haven't really scouted what he's doing. As it is, he is going Colossus, your roaches.
Oh, okay. That's a bad day.
Yeah. Well, as is, he was going Colossus, so it would have been good to start Corruptors. You didn't really know about that, so you need to focus a little bit more on scouting. And, well, just losing that army like that.
Yeah, that's scary.
You kind of put them out in the middle without creep, and he responded well. Had you had creep, you might have been able to get away, so that's a big thing to focus on for the next game.
Okay, any chance in the world of me somehow stopping this from killing me?
Well, he's choosing to run away, so you're not going to die, but no, at this point, Zerg really can't win. Protoss just sits back, gets a couple more Colossus, and there's nothing you can do. Losing that many roaches is pretty much guaranteed to be game-ending in any kind of normal situation.
If I were to try to stage some sort of comeback, what would it take?
Counterattacks, really. You have to hope that he chooses to keep being aggressive. You run in with a bunch of lings and kill his mineral line while running in and sniping in there. If he chooses to defend, there's nothing you can do because you'll never match his army strength. If he chooses to be aggressive, then you can try and run around and turn it into a base race.
Okay.
So at this point, you see him engaging. You want to just run up and try and kill his 3rd base. but since he's retreating, it's not likely to work.
Yeah, he's obviously going to play smart here.
Yeah. Yeah, if this is Protoss's game to lose, so there's not too much you can do to make it happen.
Now, even if I don't lose that army, he was already fast approaching. Oh shit! Critical mass. All right, so he's in position. Let's hit that third.
Yeah, that's a good move right here. Yeah, at this point you know you'll never be able to win a straight-up fight, so the moment you see units anywhere close to you, you need to run away, unless you're about to get the Nexus or something. You just want to avoid engaging at all costs, because his army is so much stronger than yours.
That's so much stuff.
Yeah.
Sad day. While we're kind of in this shitty situation, we can talk about the importance of Spire upgrades in ZvP.
Yeah, if you're going to play a corruptor-heavy kind of macro style, upgrades for your corruptors. They just do a ton more damage against Colossus with them. So,
there's no
yeah,
way.
at least +1 attack is good to get.
Now, I made a big mistake in the mid game, and it was costly. It was like we said, it was game ending. Should we be able to come back from a position like that? I mean, it feels like, I'm supposed to be punished when I screw up like that.
Yeah, really, that was maybe 20+ roaches. That's a huge investment, and it was the bulk of your army. If you make a mistake like that, that is kind of supposed to cost you the game. You shouldn't be able to recover from that. One thing I've noticed just kind of watching this is you have a ton of drones. You had over 80 before off of 3 base, and that's way too many. You wouldn't have been able to hold off the army in the first place because of that.
So
you do need to invest. Yeah. That's just kind of something you need to pay a little attention to in general. Making a better number and keeping them spread out. You had a tendency to have them focused on your earlier bases.
All right. Now, there's a little bit of a game theory that goes into this droning thing that you mentioned. And it's something that I struggle with because, I mean, I can say confidently that I don't understand it. On the one hand, some people say oversaturate so that when you expand again, you can immediately reap the rewards of that expansion. And then on the other, some people say you only want to saturate your first 2 bases until you make your sort of mid-game poke, and then start droning as you're expanding. That's a really difficult concept for me to wrap my head around. Do you have any advice you can kind of give me on that?
I don't like making rules for that kind of thing because every game will be different. I think it's always better to play reactively and look for opportunities. Basically, it goes back to that principle of investment I was talking about to you. If Protoss makes a Nexus, or they're getting an upgrade, or a new tech structure, that means that their army is going to be weaker until that pays off. Until his Colossus are up, that Robo Bay is just essentially wasted money. So he's not going to be able to be aggressive. So you see him do that, that's an opportunity for you to make a bunch of drones.
Okay.
But you can't go into a game thinking, okay, I'm going to get up to 50 drones, and then I'm going to start making these units.
Yeah.
Because then if they choose to do an unusual timing rush, you are going to die. So everything comes down to scouting and reacting and taking advantage of opportunities to make drones. As Zerg, if you want to play a solid macro-style Zerg, everything comes down to making as many drones as you possibly can without dying. And the only way to do that safely is to react to threats and see when they are going to be able to kill you. And then stop droning right before that happens. And start unit production.
Using that last game as sort of an example, was there a time when I was in a position to put on some pressure? Because I really felt like I was playing defensively the entire game. I never felt like I had any momentum.
Yeah, like I said, well, first off, you were making a ton of drones, which isn't a bad thing, but it does mean that you're not going to be able to be aggressive. If you have 40 drones when he has 30 probes, that's a lot of money that you don't have in your army. So you're not supposed to be able to attack there. You're supposed to be the defender. As for opportunities for aggression, your window would have come 2 or 3 minutes after you wasted all those roaches. Once your Colossus came out, once your Corruptors came out, he was making his third base, so you would have wanted to go and poke around with your first Corruptors, see if you can take out that Colossus, and threaten the Nexus with your Roaches, while either taking a fourth base or headed towards Hive. So you can't really be aggressive if you have the Corruptors in that situation.
Okay. Oh, that's so frustrating for me because I mean, I know that I'm not playing at a level where I'm in a position to complain about anything, but I do feel a lot of the time like I just can never engage Protoss.
Yeah. Force fields and the range of Colossus make it very difficult. That's why everything comes down to Corruptors, because they allow you to actually engage his Colossus and control how he uses them. If you have a pure ground army, he's just going to force field you and pick at you with Colossus all day.
Yeah.
So there really isn't an opportunity there unless he messes up with his unit positioning. But then once you have the Corruptors out, you can actually force his Colossus around. You can force him to move them, or if he just sits there, you can engage them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Big sigh. If this were the finals of the GSL, I would be facing elimination right now, and I would also be very upset that the finals were a best of 3.
Yes, that would be disappointing.
All right. So let's hope that we're not close position, because that would suck.
That would.
I think noteworthy. Yeah, close positions are hard. It does kind of play to the benefit of certain things for Zerg, though. For example, like a burrow timing. What do you think?
Yeah, there are definitely timing rushes that are possible here. I've seen a lot of cute stuff with really quick, like an extra Queen's quick and then creep spread, because it's such a short distance that you can actually have creep at their choke when your lair tech is kicking in. So if everything goes well, you have creep there and a bunch of hydras or burrowed roaches or whatever at his choke, and you can move up spine crawler support. So yes, on the whole, it's definitely worse, but there are cute things you can do with it. So.
But we're not trying to be cute today. If we spawn close position, what is my mindset? What does it have to be? You know, can I play macro style, or do I have to, I guess, suck it up and do something stupid?
Yeah, if you are much better than your opponent, you can go macro style and just hope to absorb a bad attack or something, or get away with an expansion on the other side of the map. Just rely on your ability to outplay them.
Well, then I'm definitely playing macro style now.
Yeah. Yeah, since you are against a good player, your only real hope is to either do a cheese or recognize him doing something risky and defend it.
So he is close. Sad face.
Yes.
So, you know, I don't really have any cute cheesy builds, and I really don't want to do one right now. As the train passes behind me, I'm sorry if that's really loud.
No, it's not bad.
But, I guess I'm just going to try to hit a really good burrow timing.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice. The only other thing is, if you see him going quick sentry, a lot of the time, most people now, if they're going to go a tech build or something, they are going to open with a stalker. So if he goes sentry first, it's a pretty good bet that he's either going to be expanding or doing a 4 warp gate. So if you see sentry first, it's not a bad option to just go hatch tech, roach, and speedling. And then, obviously, that would defend the 4 warp gate. Or if he tries to expand, you can go kill him with roaches and lings. So that's one option. If he goes to stalker first, then obviously he's going to be the aggressor. So you can just focus on defending it and hope to gain an advantage from that.
I'm not expecting to see stalker first, but hey, you never know.
Yeah.
So we did drone scout this time. Listening to my
that's
coach.
something very important to focus on. Just because you have you have to respond to that immediately.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm still going to pull guys off gas here, even though we're close. Get my speed.
Yeah, even if you want to go fast roaches, unless it's one base roach, you still take the drones off.
And you got both these gases, so I'm just going to make 2 lings.
Yep. Yeah, both his gas, and you want to keep the drone alive in his base. Watch for the first gas unit he makes, if it's a sentry or a stalker, and watch whether or not he's chrono boosting the warp gate upgrade. And also keep checking on the gas and just make sure he keeps the probes in them. A lot of people will build a fake assimilator, so you just have to keep an eye on that.
I have fallen for that more than once.
Yeah, everyone has.
He is mining. That's going down. Wing's going to poke out on the map. How do you feel about banelings in the mid game? I know that force field's supposed to shut them down.